Hey guys, Mark here.
Chase.
Back again for another trash talk. A poorly lit one at that. Sorry. Over here it's like 7 or something in the afternoon, I think.
I could check.
Yeah, we're both check.
8:30.
8:30 in the afternoon. Okay, so, or at night, whatever. So, it kind of does set the mood though for the game we're reviewing today. So, we are reviewing
Luigi's Mansion.
Yay. So, brief little summary for the game, those who may not know, or whatever. Game was released November 18th, 2001.
In the United States.
In the United States. We didn't actually research the dates for the other countries, but what matters is the US. For us, anyway.
Who cares about the other countries? Right? I'm just kidding.
Except that they were all made by, Japanese.
Yeah.
So, of course, it matters.
I love the Japanese people.
This game was actually one of the first, I'm pretty sure, to come out on the GameCube. It was actually some snippets of the game, like in the alpha stages, like early beta, were used as a tech demo for the GameCube to show off what it could do. The way the 3D-ness of it was more, what's the word, upgraded from the Nintendo 64 and stuff. And it goes without saying, this was made by Nintendo and Nintendo only, no other publishers and whatnot.
That's how it usually is with Nintendo.
Yeah. This is Luigi's second adventure, the first one being Mario was missing for the Super Nintendo, I think it was.
Don't ask me.
I think it's the Super Nintendo. I might be wrong, I'm not sure. So, yeah, that's pretty much all for that. Awkward segue. What do you have to say about the controls, bud?
Oh yeah, for the controls. Because I actually just got done playing it for a little bit.
Yeah.
For the most part, I like it's pretty simplistic and straightforward for the most part. It's not really too difficult to understand and get into. So anyone who's looking for something relatively simple to understand in terms of controls, this is pretty much a game for you. It's for the most part, it's responsive. It's really easy to get into, and it just kind of feels nice for the most part.
Yeah.
Really had no issues with it overall. It's just...
It's smooth and tight.
Yeah.
Also, together, in a sense.
Yeah.
But not to where it become really frustrating.
Mm-mm.
Also, we actually have the game on, but paused. There are two control styles, as you can see in the pause screen. There's the standard controls where you can just walk around freely. And it's basically how you walk as Luigi with the control styles. So there's standard where you can just walk around wherever, and sidestep, whatever position you're at before you pause the game, I think, basically. Or no, it doesn't matter what position you're in before you pause to switch it to sidestep. But sidestep mode for the controls is basically you can only go in a linear, forward or back or side to side in a different kind of the X and Y planes.
Yeah.
And Luigi will not move his body physically, he'll just walk like that, or he'll walk backwards, or he'll always face this one certain direction, which you could change with the C-stick, and I think that's what I meant when I had said where you were at before hitting start, but you don't have to do that necessarily. So, sidestep, really I think that's for more of, boss battles. I've never really used sidestep for playing the game at all. It's really just, I think, like I said right now, for boss battles, to maybe make it more to where maybe it's easier to avoid their attacks or something.
Just gives you overall more control if you want it.
I think so, yeah. Like I said, I don't know exactly for sure, because I've never really had to use sidestep before.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's totally an option, so you don't have to. There's no parts of the game that say you have to sidestep in order to do this.
To turn this on, pause and...
Yeah, that's way overcomplicated and stuff.
Yeah.
But so the controls are simple and really easy to get a hang of. I totally forgot what was next. Aesthetics, visuals. So we're trying out again our beta test of our new show structure. So the visuals, for it being one of the first games on the GameCube. This freaking thing. I always forget to move that out. It always makes that noise.
It's a little spray thing.
It's I always have to say when it happens, it's a air freshener.
Yeah.
That always poofs in the middle of our videos.
Hey, wait. Psst.
The visuals for it being one of the first GameCube games, It's not that bad looking. It can get way more detail than the N64 ever really could. Everything looks, a bit more polished, less super obviously polygonal, with like the.
Yeah, they actually got some like rounding.
It's smoother.
On.
Yeah. It's smoother than like the 64. Like if you even like Mario 64 compared to this,
or any game on the N64.
Yeah,
really.
yeah, basically,
There's a few exceptions that they do pretty well, but for the most part,
and usually that's like less stuff that you wouldn't notice off to like the side in certain games, maybe where they could put less detail.
Yeah.
Because even if they could, it might just take up more memory and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So for what it is, the visuals, there's not much to say about them. It's just that they look nice. There's lots of like more particles they can fit in there as well for like the shines on the coins.
And also, I think it really works really well with the like setting that they're trying to portray. Like,
yeah,
part of graphics isn't just like the like the detail, but like the artwork behind it too. You know what I mean? And I think they really did really well with making the game look and feel with like the mood that they're trying to give out.
Yeah.
So I really like that about the graphics as well of this game. I don't know, just my personal.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks pleasing, aesthetically, and there's not much to complain on that front. It's not perfect. It's one of the first GameCube games, and they all kind of look similar to this.
Yeah.
It's not going to be too super detailed like say the Wii or even the Wii U.
Well, of course it. I mean, this
because for its time,
yeah,
it was what it was, and it was fantastic. And, and those graphics still work today.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes may even be used today. Obviously, like way super, updated and stuff. But
yeah,
it's kind of one of the basis, at least on Nintendo's part, for how, like later GameCube games would look and stuff and like work. Especially like specifically even like the Mario games.
Yeah,
kind of look similar to this. So it looks good. What was next? Controls. Soundtrack. So
yes.
what'd you think of the music?
I mean, again,
or lack thereof, because.
yeah, there's only like a little bit of stuff. It fits the mood, because being Luigi in a haunted mansion and stuff. Of course, it's not like a true horror game or anything with ghosts. It's still kind of like that little cartoony feel that Mario's always had, which of course is nice and kind of nostalgic to the Super Mario world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but it really does fit the mood. And. Kind of gives you that like a little bit up on edge, kind of like that classic haunted soundtrack that you would hear in like an old movie or other scary games too. With like the ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
So kind of light,
unnerving.
Not heavy. Yeah.
There is like that unnerving undertone.
Yes. So
even if don't play this game at like 3 in the morning alone in a darkened living room, because there could be some jump scares in a sense. I'm just going a little bit off here, but because there are ghosts that like will pop up when you're in the game in a darkened room.
Yeah.
And they make a sound right as they come up, so that can probably
kind of like an unnerving laugh.
Yeah.
So
that could kind of be a jump scare, but
especially just laughing in general, like. That's always kind of like just when you hear a laugh in the middle of the night, it's like, oh god.
Yeah, God. Nice.
Especially when it sounds like a evil clown.
Oh, shut up. It's getting nighttime. You're gonna leave, and then we're all gonna go to bed. And I'm gonna be like, oh, geez.
Oh my god.
I stay up every night, and sometimes I don't go to bed till like 3 in the morning. I had to take a shower at 3 in the morning. That was scary even for me. I was like really, just taking a shower at 3 in the morning. It was kind of freaky.
Was that movie where like the guy comes into the shower?
Oh, Psycho.
You did it exactly like that, by the way.
That's exactly how it went.
Yep.
I have a window. You've seen like the window in my bathroom. It's right there next to your head. I hate to imagine it, but I always imagine anyone can just look right in and go hi, and I'm like, oh jeez, well in the shower. Oh, it's horrifying. Oh, I'm gonna give myself nightmares.
Hey, it's possible you might have a stalker.
Shut up. Is it weird to admit that sometimes when I take a shower at night, I kind of have to like do this a little bit? I hate it. That's how much I hate it.
You should get like a cover or something.
Probably a lot of like curtains, like little shower curtains. I don't know, but I don't know. It's kind of weird to admit that, but sometimes I do that. I just don't like. I don't like that. Oh, anyway, sorry. Personal admissions by Marcelo. So soundtrack is limited. It's that same dun 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 dun. It's that tune, that classic Luigi tune. There's different variations of it.
Yeah.
And it matches the setting for like when you're in the mansion and it's like dark, but you're like exploring like the hallways and stuff. That version of the song it matches, being in that area. There's a piano melodic version when you're outside of the mansion, which would fit the vastness of like being outside of that horrifying place. And there's just other little tunes here and there. So like an upbeat kind of ironically tune when you're in the process of vacuuming up the ghosts and stuff, which is upbeat and fast paced to be more frantic because you're trying to catch these guys. So it all just kind of matches, and that's pretty cool. Character portrayals now started to tweak with Luigi a little bit in this game, and it was a character trait that stuck with him for pretty much every other Mario game. And you can see hints of it, and even in games that don't have anything to do with any kind of Luigi's Mansion-ish stuff,
or like Superstar Saga.
Yeah,
Luigi can come off kind of a fraidy cat in that.
And kind of just like a dork in general, because they like to mess with him.
Yeah.
And stuff. He's like the butt in those kinds of games where everything bad just kind of happens to him. He's developed a scaredy cat-ish personality, starting with this game, and in this game, of course, it makes sense. But it's a trait that sticks with him like all throughout, like ever since this game. And there's hints of it, like we were saying. Like, yeah, he is kind of a scaredy cat in the Mario and Luigi RPG series. Even in Brawl, they modified it because he was sort of in both the Smash Bros. For 64 and Melee, sort of a copy of Mario, not with the movesets or anything, but just was kind of his voice clips were made up of Mario's from Mario 64 and stuff. But Charles Martinet did Luigi voice clips for Brawl, and he has that kind of like, kind of personality to him, and it kind of fits with him, I guess. Outside of Luigi's Mansion, he's just kind of dorky like that. So to make him kind of like I don't know about this Mario, it fits him. I don't know. I think it fits him. We're introduced to a new character, I don't know, Egad, Professor Egad, not Mister.
I assume he's a Mister too.
Well, he is a Mister, but he's not referred to
as
Mister. Yeah. Professor Egad. His first name is Elvin, for those who may not know.
Yeah, I didn't.
Elvin Gad. Egad. It's a play on words. Play on a phrase. So, he's portrayed as like this, he looks kind of, he's like a frail little old man, but he's the one who gives Luigi the poltergust, the vacuum that you use to vacuum up the ghosts. And, he is kind of kick-ass, so it's kind of funny to, like, hear. Sometimes he'll go off on little tangents about, like, when I was, like, younger, I used to catch a bunch of ghosts and stuff.
That's the voice you imagine him with?
Yeah. Or he goes, suka suka hai.
That's
what he does. That's what he does in the game, but my impression of him is, when I was a boy, I caught all kinds of ghosts.
He sounds like he made him sound like an old Elvis.
An old Elvis. Well, his name is Elvin, so. He's got a little, like, hairdo.
He's his brother. Yeah, I know, he has that little thing.
There's a little little point of hair. Actually, that little hairdo reminds me of Jimmy Neutron.
Just mini?
Yeah.
Like a little miniature one on top of his head?
Anyway, sorry, I gotta get off topic. Egad is cool. He, teaches Luigi everything he knows about catching ghosts, so he can be the next Ghostbuster. So,
Ghostbusters! Nah, 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 nah.
So yeah, I mean, he doesn't do much in this game. I think he does, I don't know if he does much either in the sequel.
They should do that. And they should, like, put, like, the giant, huge marshmallow guy.
It's like a big-ass toad.
Yeah.
I'm Toad! And it's all huge and everything, like his voice echoes. It's like lower in pitch. Oh, Jesus.
Gosh.
Oh, God. Next thing you know, they're going to be riding that Peach Statue of Liberty that's in one of the Mario Kart races.
Wait, what?
There's a Statue of Liberty Peach in one of the Mario Kart. It's Mario Kart, 7, I think? Or something? Mario Kart DS? I don't know. It was supposed to be a joke. No one laughed at it. But, anyway. Yeah, Luigi's a scary kid, and you guys kick ass. They're really the only two characters besides all the ghosts. So Mario is only shown, at the end because you're supposed to save Mario.
Yeah.
So he's just Mario. That's kind of it. The ghosts are scary. What else would you expect? One of them to start tap dancing? No, they're scary. Again, no one left. Anyway, after that, bad jokes featuring Marcelo. Okay. Story? Is it time to just go over the story now?
Well, one thing I like about this game is you're Luigi instead of Mario, and which I like about I'm personally I like games where, because of course you're most of the time you're Mario, so being Luigi, or does the game like Princess Peach, you get to play as Peach on the DS.
yes.
I actually really like that one too. I don't know, it's just kind of refreshing. Like you're still in the same world, but you're not Mario. Not that I hate being Mario, but
it would be nice for a change of pace.
Exactly.
Character-wise.
And it gives you a little bit of background.
Main character-wise.
Behind some of the other characters that you know and love, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Because everyone complains Luigi doesn't get a lot of love anyway.
Yeah, exactly. so
you're Luigi,
Yeah, so in this game, the story, obviously, you're Luigi, and you want a mansion, right? So, and then Mario comes...
The manual says... that he informs Mario he won a mansion, so they go to check it out.
Okay. He informs... Oh, Mario won it?
No, Luigi won it.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And he informs Mario, I won a mansion, so then they go to check it out.
And then Mario hits there first, and then he ends up disappeared. And then, so of course, you end up having to go find him. So you'll find like little toads around the way going like,
yeah.
And they give you a little bit of information and stuff. But, so, I mean, that's kind of the basis of it right there.
Yeah, so it's just finding Mario in this mansion. That's the dumbed down version.
Yeah, of course you have the professor who's helping you, giving you information. He helps you with the ghosts. He gives you the Poltergust 3000, which allows you to catch them in the first place, allowing you to progress through the game. So
yeah, he gives out like hints and tips on how on certain ghosts, and then how to catch them and stuff. Like their little flaws and weaknesses.
Yeah, because right when the game starts out, he's actually attempting to catch one, but he states that, and it ends up getting away, and he states that he's just kind of too old to be doing that anymore.
Yeah.
So he lets Luigi kind of take on instead of himself.
Yeah. What more? So yeah, the dumbed down version, Luigi wins a mansion in a contest he didn't even enter, which that already is like unnerving and suspicious.
Yeah.
I don't know why you check it out. I guess because it's a mansion. But anyway, yeah, dumbed down version. He wins a mansion. He goes and Mario goes there first. Goes missing. Luigi has to find him. The more detailed version. Now I'm not gonna go super into like a lot of detail and waste like a bunch of minutes. But along the way, he finds like a secret little. He finds a button. Presses the button. Activates a. There's what would look like just the wall. There's one other wall in the room that you do this in that just seems to end the room right there, but it pulls back on like a little pulley wheelie thing.
Yeah.
And it pulls back to reveal a little bit more of the room and this little metal plate on the floor. You find another button underneath a poster or behind a poster.
Yeah, I actually just got to this part when we were playing.
And you suck up the poster, press the button, and you end up releasing all these boos. And at the helm of them, the group is King Boo, and for some reason he kidnaps Mario and holds him within a painting to get revenge on all the times Mario's ever defeated him. Even though I'm not sure what those times would be, because I don't know how many games have you defeat King Boo as an actual boss. But that is part of the story.
In N64 Mario, I know you fight a really giant Boo. I don't know if it's like necessarily King Boo. The one at the very, very top. I don't know.
Oh yeah. I don't know. But on that front, that's why I got a little confused by the story. Like, how many times have we really beat King Boo as Mario?
Yeah.
For him to want to take revenge in Luigi's mansion. But anyway, that's what happens. So that's King Boo's reasons for holding Mario hostage. So he wants to do the same to Luigi, so we can just have, I've captured the infamous Mario Bros. But Of course, Luigi ain't having that, so he goes. I don't know why I did that. Attitude, but don't quote me on that. Attitude. Oh. Anyway, no one's laughing. So what? Okay. So sorry, brother. If you hear some like washing machine stuff, sorry. So that's Luigi's goal. Obviously, suck up all the booze, and
Suck up them booze.
once you unleash the booze, that's pretty much your main goal. Not only to capture the booze and weaken their power, because as EGAD puts it, the more there are collectively, the more power they have. So finding them all in all the rooms of the mansion weakens their power, and once you actually face King Boo, it's really just him. And there's 50 boos in the game, but 49 of them are actual boos. So, in that front, I'm going to criticize, in critic mode here, I think that's a little misguiding, because there are times where I've beat the game, but then just out of, not playing it and beating it in a while, I get up to 49 out of 50 boos, and I'm thinking, okay, I gotta find one more before I defeat King Boo. And my brother would be like, no, King Boo's the last one. And I'm like, really? So that's a little, would you see how that can be a little misguiding?
So yeah, 49 out of 50. Number 50 is King Boo.
King Boo.
It's not like you get 50 regular boos and then it gives you the ability
and then I would
fight.
think that would make more sense.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that? So, yeah? Right on, okay.
I don't know what's going on
I don't know either.
outside. I just kind of watched it through the window.
Yeah. Sorry about that. We have lots of things going on today.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, you take responsibility for it?
No. I'm just saying I'm sorry to our viewers.
Oh,
They
I'm
have to
sorry.
deal with this.
I'm sorry, audience, if I'm making too much of this.
Yeah, that's my brother. Okay, so, are you done?
No. Oh, he's taking it away from me.
He's got a clothespin. I totally forgot what I was saying. King Boo, suck up all the boos, and yeah, 49 out of 50 boos are fucking poofer. 49 out of 50 boos is a little misguiding, but it's forgivable. It's more of a nitpick. It's not a real issue. I was saying, not only do you have to suck up all the boos, but you also have to suck up all the what are they called? Portrait ghosts, because egad, what these boos ended up doing as well, like I guess either indirectly or directly, we never see them do it, because
You never see him do it.
shut up. It's already happened when you they released all the portrait ghosts, and the portrait ghosts like the mom, the dad, the baby,
Which are the first three.
yeah, that's another thing I want to talk about, but real quick, after this. There's lots of ghosts living in this house that are like not just dumb, like ooh kind of ghosts. Like they're modeled after like people, not real people, but just they're modeled as people in a sense, and they like all live in the house and they're all ghosts.
Yeah, they're all doing kind of like human activities too. Like the father's rocking back in a chair, just reading a book. Like he's not really like there to scare you. He's just kind of minding his own business. And same, like the mom's just kind of doing her thing in front of a mirror,
Yeah, and the baby is just the baby. So
Yeah. So I mean,
really maniacal baby too. But anyway, so those are your two goals mainly: is to just capture all the portrait ghosts and capture all the which are necessary to progress and uncover where the boo could be hiding in that room. So it's completely necessary to capture all the portrait ghosts. But the main true goal, because that's the underlying goal, is to capture the portrait ghosts, and the main goal is to capture the boos. And what I found to be a really weird twist is at the end. So this is kind of spoilers, but this game's been out for a long time, so whatever. At the very end of the game, one fortune teller ghost, if you bring her all of Mario's dropped items that appear once you kind of talk to her, I guess, throughout the mansion, she starts predicting more of King Boo's plan and stuff, like true plan. Nice.
I had a hiccup.
His true plan of capturing Mario in the painting and then wanting to do that to Luigi.
Yeah.
But then near the end of her, when you're giving her the last couple of items, then she starts predicting that there's someone else there which is Bowser, but not actually Bowser. When you actually get to the last fight, it's King Boo in a Bowser-like mech, which looks like Bowser. It's mechanical, it's robotic, but it's not obviously robotic like you would actually think it would really be Bowser. One thing I did find when I was little and I was playing this, that kind of made me think this kind of isn't Bowser, and it was actually kind of weird because it took me a while to actually learn how to beat this boss. Like one of my friends from next door actually kind of helped me uncover how to beat King Boo like a long time ago. But there's a cutscene where King Boo reveals his plan and is like, "Oh, well, now you will die" and stuff. And he goes into the painting of Mario, but as like he does this little camera warping trick, and the camera zooms around. If you really pay attention to the background, the Mario painting starts to dissolve into like a painting of Bowser. Because you get sucked into that Mario 64 style, and that's where the battle takes place on the roof of the mansion. But in that little cutscene part, in that part of the cutscene where you see Bowser, he opens his mouth, and his mouth isn't even colored in, as if it would just be like you can see like his uvula in his throat and stuff. It's the same color as his muzzle, and that really made me. That was one of the hints to me, like that's kind of weird. Why would it be like that?
Yeah.
And so it's a Bowser mech. And it's not too hard really to beat King Boo / Bowser, Bowser mech, but it took some time, you know. I think we went on for longer than I wanted to. So the story, basically, that's what happens. You know, obviously there's a happy ending. Mario is saved, and he gets all the portrait ghosts back in their portraits, and he hangs them up. Cool little thing though, real quick, I'm going to say about capturing the ghosts. The portrait ghosts is, I think it matters if you do it, and this is like really cool attention to detail on Nintendo's part. If you like, I think it depends on like how swiftly and how much damage you take. I think how swiftly you do it. You capture the ghosts, and when you're viewing them in the gallery that you can go to, their frame can be a different color depending on how good you did. If you just did standard and it took you a while, it can be bronze, a bronze colored weird looking frame. And a cool thing about detail is that the ghosts' portraits will, old school style from way back in like the early 1900s, will be all faded looking,
Yeah.
and really all old style, and they're gonna have like a really disgruntled like grimace, you know, at you. But then if you do a little bit better, you get like a silver frame, it's a little bit clearer, and they're kind of just doing whatever. And a gold frame, one of the best possible ways to get them. It's nice, it's clear, and they're like doing like a happy little thing. That's kind of cool. That's a really cool attention to detail. So, that's kind of it for Luigi's Mansion. What kind of expectations did you have before actually playing this? What do you think?
You know, obviously, I never played the game really before, so...
Kind of until now.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know, I didn't really know what to expect. I mean, I've heard good things from it, so I guess I expected it to be good. I expected it to be different, because it's not really styled after a lot of the other Mario games. It kind of takes a big different turn. Obviously, for good, it's a really good game.
Yeah.
So, but I kind of like that when I jumped into it, you know, I did get the different feeling that I was expecting, and it was pretty good, like I was expecting, you know, and so, I don't know, I just felt right at home playing it.
It's really underrated, though. That's the thing, lots of people say it's underrated. It's not as appreciated as it should be, but for the time when it came out, it was really good. I'm not even sure I remember when I got the game. It was obviously around the time I got my GameCube, and I told that story in a previous episode of Trash Talk. After playing Smash Bros. Melee at one of my friend's house, I liked it so much that for that year for Christmas I asked for a GameCube, and I actually got the bundle pack of the GameCube and Smash Bros. So it must have been around that time I also got Luigi's Mansion. I don't remember specifically when, but learning that it was not a true, like, with Mario, a Mario game, it was a Luigi game. I could already tell it was going to be different. Now, I wasn't thinking in that mindset back then, so of course I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to predict it's going to be like this. Like, I didn't think like that at that time. But I think I was expecting a different experience, and of course that's what we got. And then, like Trey said, it was for the better. But then again, like I said, nowadays it's kind of underrated. Even with its sequel that came out a good 2 years ago, I think, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon for the 3DS, it actually, and we might even discuss that in another episode, I'm not sure yet, but the sequel to Luigi's Mansion, which is Dark Moon, actually kind of, yeah, you said it takes a different turn. It kind of flips a U, if you get what I'm saying, from that turn, and kind of comes back to a more lighthearted experience, which, with some little undertones here that may be about this level of kind of unnerving, but it's really, really Mario-esque. Because this is a Luigi adventure, so, and with it being a spooky game, not so much a scary horror game, but a spooky game, of course, is going to be a little bit more darker, a little bit more, you know, unnerving. I keep saying that, but it's true. The sequel is a little bit more Mario-like, so it's more kid-like and upbeat in a sense.
There's actually one thing that I liked that added to the atmosphere of the game a little bit that I didn't expect, which kind of really got me, is when you go up to a door and it's locked or something, or when you go, you actually get a close-in of Luigi reaching for the handle and, shaking it and kind of giving the door a little nug if it's locked, or actually putting the key in the door and kind of, you can see him kind of shaking a little bit before he opens it.
Yeah.
It kind of gives the game a little bit more of a, it adds to the atmosphere a little bit more,
History.
and I think it,
History. Like what can be behind that door.
Yeah, it gives...
If you're new to the game and you don't know what it's about.
So it makes it more, I don't know, you just feel more part of the game, and it kind of, like, right before you open the door, you're like, oh snap,
Yeah.
And it really adds to the feel, I think, which is one thing that I wasn't expecting, which I feel was a really good add. I mean, of course, if it takes too long, you would skip it, so it's not like a forced thing.
Yeah.
But I think it adds to the game.
Because the exact same cutscene of him opening the door and whatever, every time you come to a locked door and you've got the key for it. So yeah, you could skip it, but just for it adds to the atmosphere, like you were saying. So yeah, final verdicts. What is your verdict from 0 to 5?
From 0 to 5?
Yep.
5
being the best. Of course, I don't know how to explain that.
I would have to say a 4. It's a pretty good game. There are a few things, like a little bit of a repetitive soundtrack that we kind of go over, and after a while, it feels that the gameplay might get slightly repetitive.
Yeah.
So, that, I have to say, knock it down a point, but like I said, overall, I was impressed. I had fun playing the game. It's good, so I give it a 4.
Yeah. For my verdict, yeah, I can see what you mean by the repetitive, because it's really like you go to a new room, get the regular ghosts, get the portrait ghost, find the boo. And it's kind of like that for every room. And then there's also like when you're kind of done getting the portrait ghosts, but then there's sometimes the boos can be like real elusive, and they do get harder to capture as you go through. Like the first one you ever catch is like has 30 hit points, so it's kind of easy. Then later on there's like some that have like literally one of them has 200 hit points. So that can take a while, and the sense that the fact that they struggle more and try to get away from you faster and more often.
And it does change a little bit, because there is some puzzles in the game.
Yeah.
Like you have to see through a mirror to see what's on the other wall, or you have to distract different ghosts in different ways.
Yeah.
Like for the mother, you have to pull the curtain, or so.
Yeah.
So it does change a little bit of how you have to treat different ghosts and stuff, or characters around as you go. But yeah, so
some of them can also get a little annoying, I find. There's this one particular group of portrait ghosts that I do not really like. They're the twins, and you don't know who they are. You never come across them, but there's these twins. There's little boys, but they're really like mischievous little boys. But I don't like them. They're annoying. They're actually cleverly named. What are they named? Orville? Was it Orville? Orville. Henry and Orville. My brother just told me. Henry and Orville after Henry Ford and Orville Wright, because one of them is in a plane and one is in a car.
Oh.
That's kind of clever. But those guys, those ghosts in particular, I do find annoying because they want you to play hide and seek with them. You have to find them. They have to catch them, and they're really just nice. They're really obnoxious. I don't know. Some of them I find a little annoying, One major boss portrait ghost that I do not like either is Bogmire, who, again, you haven't come across him, but he's the second boss. Chauncey the baby is the first major portrait ghost boss. He's not too hard, he's the first one. Bogmire, on the other hand, the concept, how to beat him isn't hard to grasp and understand, and to execute, it could be. Because of the fact that, like, for his boss battle, I'll just say a little bit of it, he's purple and translucent, but he can send clones of himself that are black and inky to go and attack you. So you have to suck those ones up, and they turn into like a little ink ball and get caught in your little funnel. And you have to find when the lightning strikes. There's lightning that strikes, and it shows, it reveals the true Bogmire. So you have to go over to him and blast the fake Bogmire into him, and it forms a bubble around him, and that he gets stuck, and that's when you have to go and attack him. But executing it can sometimes get a little annoying. Sometimes you can miss, and it just gets like, yeah. Those are nitpicks, though, honestly. Sorry, I haven't actually gotten to my verdict yet, but
I was about to ask you. Okay, you heard mine, so
I'm sorry. I know. I just yeah. My verdict is a 4.5 out of 5. It's not perfect. Again, as far as GameCube game, of course, it wouldn't really be perfect. But for what it is, it's really fun. I really enjoy it. I love playing it. Replay value, I wouldn't say there's much after you do everything there is to do in the game. You do have an option to go back into the mansion, and you'll actually have like a little star save, I think, when you do it. You'll see it in the corner when you're playing. And it really just means there's like a higher difficulty, a slightly higher difficulty, so the regular ghosts, there's like more of them, and they're a little bit harder to catch. It's the exact same theme, so it's not like there's anything that's physically been changed up from the first time you play. So in that sense, maybe it could also be a little repetitive, but you could get higher rankings and like a higher score in general. Then again, that even doesn't really amount to anything. I guess really just bragging rights. But so the replay value, not too high, but just to experience it, really fun. And I totally recommend it, and I would think you would too.
Yep, with a 4, I could recommend that game to my friends.
Yeah, so that's really it for Luigi's Mansion. I actually do. We've been talking, and I think once we resume vid games, because it is on a little hiatus right now, things are happening with my freaking laptop. But we've been thinking about doing a Let's Play on vid games, so are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
So we might end up doing that soon. I don't know when. I'm just revealing it here. More details to come.
We have a lot more LPs that we've been thinking about too.
Lots of stuff planned.
We don't know what's going. You know, the
Lots of
future.
games.
The future is bright.
Lots of games to
As
come
long
back
as
to.
we can get the laptop working.
Yeah. I'm Mark.
I'm Chase.
And this was the End of Trash Talk. See you guys later. Nice. This is actually an end of the episode thing. I totally forgot to mention this, and I'm going to mention it verbally this time. Chase already left. This is after we've filmed the actual episode. This game was requested for us to review by Elise on Miiverse, so thank you for that. Sorry, this is a last minute thing. I keep forgetting to credit you guys that request these things for us verbally. So here's an end of the video thing. You rock.